Hey guys, welcome to my channel Catch Up Saga. Let's discover what happened to Asunta Fong Yang in real life, including the fate of her adoptive parents. In the Asunta case, a wealthy couple from Santiago de Compostela, Spain, Rosario, Porto, and Alfonso Basterra adopted a baby girl named Asunta Fong Yang from China in 2001. 12 years later, when they report her missing, the authorities initially suspect a kidnapping. As the investigation unfolds, the couple is arrested for her murder, causing a stir throughout the country. Candela, Peña, and Tristán Ulloa star in the gripping drama that's quickly rising to the number 2 spot in the US on Netflix. Is the Asunta case of Netflix a true story? Yes, the 12-year-old Asunta Fong Yang's murder became the inspiration from the Asunta case. Young's body was found by the side of the road after her adoptive parents reported her missing and her parents subsequently taken into custody. In June 2001, Rosario Porto, a lawyer from northern Spain, and her husband Alfonso Basterra, a freelance journalist from Basque Country, went to China to adopt a baby named Asunta Fong Yang. The couple was upper middle class, so there were no concerns about the adoption. Porto's father served as an honorary consul for France, and her mother was an art historian at the University of Santiago. They returned with their baby girl to Santiago 2 weeks later. Astuna's intellectual prowess became more apparent as she grew older. By the time she reached secondary school, she had missed a year of school. In addition to studying German in school, Asunta also took private English, French, and Chinese classes. She was fluent in Galician and Spanish already. She also attended private piano, violin, and ballet lessons. However, the famous newspaper The Guardian observed that she frequently insisted on taking some of these lessons herself. She rose at 7 a.m., practiced Chinese from 8 to 10, attended ballet from 10:15 to 12:30, and then continued with French until lunchtime. Astuna's mother, Porto, was dealing with mental health issues in 2009. She claimed to feel suicidal, apathetic, and guilty after spending 2 nights in a private mental health facility. Porto left after 2 days and only came back for one of the planned routine examinations. Astuna returned to school in September 2013, 2 years later, following a summer break spent in her hometown with her nanny. Her parents spent only 1 week of those 6 weeks with their daughter, staying close by their beach apartment in Santiago. Porto was dealing at the time with the deaths of her father and mother, who had both passed away in the previous 2 years. In early 2013, she and Basterra also unexpectedly parted ways after Porto's affair with Manuel Gracia, a wealthy businessman, was discovered by Basterra. That June, Porto suffered another nervous breakdown and was admitted to the hospital. Basterra helped his ex-wife in getting back home by rushing to her bedside. He also entertained the possibility of them moving back together while they shared meals at his house. As for Astuna, she kept up her coursework and extracurricular activities. Astuna and her mother had lunch at her father's apartment, played cards, and watched an episode of The Simpsons the evening before she passed away on September 21, 2013. So, what happened to Astuna Fong Yang? The body of Astuna Fong Yang was found on September 22, 2013. She was laying on a bed of pine needles covered in mud-stained grey sweatpants with a white t-shirt pulled over the stomach and one arm partially inside a matching top. Because Porto and Basterra reported their daughter missing to the Santiago police station prior to the victim's discovery, the police were already aware of the victim's identity. According to the police file, Astuna was left to finish her homework at her mother's apartment until 7 p.m., while Porto went to the family's court home, which was about 20 minutes from the scene of the death. At 9:30 at night, Porto came back and she reported that Astuna was gone. The couple reported to the police, and earlier in the summer, Astuna's cries for help woke Porto, who then claimed to have seen a man in black wearing latex gloves bending over her daughter. Porto stated that she spoke with the police at the time but chose not to file an official report. Authorities found it even more suspicious that she kept the incident a secret from her neighbors. At Astuna's funeral, Porto was eventually taken into custody. Despite the lack of tangible evidence, police discovered CCTV footage of Porto related to the crime in a video. In the video, a long-haired girl was seated next to the murderer as she drove the family vehicle toward their country home. When Porto said that Astuna was at home, the timecode on the video was recorded. The primary active component of the orfidal medications Porto was taking for her anxiety attacks, lorazepam, was discovered in extremely toxic amounts in Astuna's blood and urine after forensic experts examined her samples. One day after his ex-wife's death, Justin ordered Basterra's arrest because authorities believed it was unlikely that Porto could have committed the murder of his own. What happened to Rosario Porto and Alfonso Basterra? On October 1, 2015, the prosecution made its case in front of a jury 2 years after Rosario Porto and Alfonso Basterra were taken into custody. Porto was unable to provide an explanation for her lying about her whereabouts on the day of Astuna's death during the trial. Neither Basterra nor Porto were able to explain why Basterra had acquired more than 170 orfidal pills over a 10-week period, or why Astuna's body contained 27 pills totaling lorazepam. His wife's prescription allowed him to legally buy some of the pills. He lied to his doctor to obtain some of the prescription, and some were purchased without a prescription at all. In the months preceding Astuna's passing, teachers at the two music academies recalled that she was unable to read sheet music or walk straight. A 15-year-old acquaintance of Astuna also claimed to have seen her in the street with her father on the day of the crime, when he previously said he was alone at home. Porto and Basterra were each sentenced to 18 years in prison. Although both appealed to have their convictions overturned, Porto died by suicide in her prison cell in 2020 after multiple suicide attempts while in prison. Basterra is currently serving his sentence at the Teixeiro prison in Spain. That's it for this video. If you like it, then please subscribe to my channel and come to see my next video. Till then, bye bye.